I'm Jason. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Can you explain what happened? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I live in this neighborhood and I was out for a walk and he came riding up to me super fast and he stopped and he was crying and he said, "Can you help me? My mom abuses me. I need help. She's going to come after me."
Okay.
And I looked at his back and I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Yeah, come with me."
Yeah.
So we kind of hide him and called the police.
Yeah.
He's been talking with me. I've been asking questions. I used to be a probation officer for
No worries.
children's court, so
Understand. It's been a process.
Yeah. So his mother is a single parent.
Yep.
Babysits kids in her home.
Gotcha.
So that's scary.
Yep.
Won't let him eat unless he does his chores. He hasn't eaten since last night. She's been abusing him for years. She smokes weed and other drinks in the house. She acts crazy. Her name is Stephanie Miller.
Okay.
She has a sister in Centerville named Sierra.
Okay.
No dad.
Okay.
Trying to think what else, but he's pretty open. He finally plays football. He's finally
You're good.
he had to wear long sleeve shirts to football practice. He's like, I'm just afraid.
I get it. I'll talk with him. What was your name?
Lisa.
Gotcha. Do you have driver's license? Really quick, you said I spoke with you.
And I'll be happy to stay with him. You know, until you need to do it.
We're just trying to figure out what's best for you, okay? Sorry? Alright. Tell me where you're at.
What's a good phone number for you? The one you called? Thank you. All right.
What are those marks caused by? An extension cord? And when was the last time this happened? Alright, why don't you talk to the officer here?
Hey, I'm Jason. What was your name, sir? Hey, I'm sorry to hear about what's going on.
Yeah,
How long has this been going on?
6 years almost.
Okay.
It's happening since I was like 6. Yeah, really young.
Okay. I got you.
I need help.
You're okay, man. Hey, so I want you to know we're here to help. What we're going to try and do is try to figure out what's going on, okay? Forgive me, I just got here. It sounds like you've already explained what's going on to her, and it sounds like a little bit to the medics as well. I do have to ask a couple of questions, though. Does that make sense? It's probably going to be some of the same questions I see Ashley, the same questions that I asked. Does that make sense, though? Okay. So really quick, from what they've told me, it sounds like, is it your mom?
Yeah, it's
Gotcha. What was her name?
Stephanie Miller.
Stephanie Miller. Gotcha. It sounds as though she has hurt you a couple of times with extension cords and other things. And that's what caused these marks on your arm and your back. Is that correct? And the last time that this happened was today or last night? Okay. And so you left because you didn't want to get hurt? Okay. And where do you live? It's okay, man. Hey, no worries at all. So we're gonna try and figure out that correct address, and we're gonna go from there. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. So really quick, I want to let you know, you aren't gonna have to deal with her for the rest of the day. Okay. We're gonna figure out what we can do for you from there, but you don't have to deal with her for the rest of the day. Okay. Really quick, is there a family member in the area that we can get you to that you feel safe with? It's okay. I know this is a lot, so take your time. Okay. It's okay. Nope, she's not gonna come at all. She's not gonna come near you for the time being, okay? And you don't gotta worry about that right now.
Might be her sister, but I don't know.
You're okay. Hey, do you know? So is it your aunt?
Yeah.
Is your aunt aware of what's been going on? No. No one is. Okay. So we're gonna try and make contact with your aunt and see if she's okay with you staying with her, and we're gonna go from there. Okay? Could I trouble you really quick for your first and last name? Correct? Okay, no worries at all. We can figure that out for you in a second. Really quick, you said your mom's name was...
Stephanie Miller, S-T-E-P-H-A-N-I.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So really quick, my first concern is making sure you're okay. There are some what looks like open wounds on your back, and so I don't know if you guys want to do anything with that or not.
What I see, I would say just let us take him down to Children's.
Okay.
And let them evaluate him.
Okay.
See what's going on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let me really quick before you leave. This is gonna sound a little strange, but I'm gonna get a couple photos of your back if you're okay with that. Does that make sense? Okay. Yes, sir.
Would you be okay if we did that in medics so you're not
100%
out
okay.
here? That way the
100%
people
okay.
aren't,
Nope,
you know,
it's still more
looking
private.
out their windows.
Completely
looking
okay.
behind it.
We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go from there. Does that make sense?
You guys will secure his bike for
We'll
him?
make it work. Yep, we'll make sure that's safe for you. Really quick, is there anybody else in the house other than your mom?
There is dogs. We have 4
Okay.
dogs, like miniature cockatoos, and then we have 9 puppies.
Okay.
No, 5 puppies.
Okay.
Yeah, and 9 in total.
Okay. Yeah, no worries at all. Thank you very much. We're gonna get you in the back of the medic really quick. They're gonna start looking at some of that stuff. I'll get a couple quick photos. We are gonna transport you to it's
Big
called
children.
Big
Downtown.
Children's. Yep. And so what they're gonna do is they're just gonna be able to address some of those concerns for you. Do you by chance know your aunt's name?
Sierra Miller, S-E-I-R-R-A.
And you said that she lives in Centerville. Gotcha. I don't expect you to have a phone number or an address by chance. No worries at all, man. Is she older or younger than your sister?
She's younger.
Younger? Gotcha. Hey, I appreciate you. We're gonna get you to the back to medic. We're gonna keep going from there, okay? Yeah, of course, man.
Good, good. All right, follow my partner.
Hello. How are you? All right.
Okay. Good.
Where's he at?
So, he was a couple streets over. He was requesting that someone call the cops because of some of the injuries he sustained. I gotcha. So, by all means, you can do the parenting that you see fit. The hard part is he has open gashes on his back and scars from where you lashed him, and so you are going to be currently under arrest. Okay. Go ahead and drop what's in your hands. Put your hands behind your back for me, please. Yes, ma'am. I am serious. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and drop what's in your hands, please. Give me 1 second, Clyde. Yeah, we can put all this back in your car. Yeah.
Do I need
Don't
my
turn.
ID or anything?
I will grab your ID really quick if that's okay with you. Is there anything else that needs to go? Is there a reason you have a steak knife in your purse? Okay, that's fine. Would you like this stuff in your car? You said. Do you want your keys with you or your wallet? Yes, ma'am. You are.
Can I call my sister to get him? Or like,
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you have a handcuff key?
I do.
Mine's lost in my thing.
I need my phone. 'Cause
That's
my
fine.
sister's number and my
That's
phone.
completely okay. If you'd like, no, it's okay. I'm gonna take the knife out. But other than that, this entire thing can go with you if you'd like.
You can tell the nice way. It's for high.
No, I understand. I'm just gonna put it in your car for you if that's okay. Is it
No,
unlocked?
it's okay. Can you just lock my door?
Yeah. Is the window down?
You can throw it away. It's just a knife.
No, I understand. I'm more secure with securing your car at this point in your house.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Can you lock my car door?
Yeah.
And can you,
Is there anything in your
some
pockets?
phone calls before, because I need to like have somebody come get my dogs,
I understand. We can
and
make,
I
we
have
can,
to get my
we can,
son
we can
taken
have
care
the,
of.
yep.
And
we
I
can
don't
those
have no
calls.
phone numbers memorized.
Okay, we can get the phone number for you here shortly, okay?
Just your phone
Am I
number?
being charged with something?
Yes, domestic violence.
Say again, I'm sorry?
I'm being charged with something?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. At the very least, you're being charged with assault, if not more. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yes. You can't beat someone like that. Anything in your hair? Alright, is there anything else I missed? Because they're going to catch you at the jail. If there's anything else I need to be charged with it.
I don't.
We'll walk back here. Walk to the car. Yep. He's at the hospital. Alright, just gotta unlock it real quick. Alright, step up here.
I'm gonna use your car. Is that alright? I got the bike back here. Unless you want to take the bike out real quick. Do you have any other kids in the house right now?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna read you something. If you have any questions, tell me after. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand your rights as I've explained them to you?
Yes.
Having these rights in mind, are you willing to answer my questions now?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go talk to this officer over here, and then we're gonna go from there, right? Should I leave the bike here, or how are we doing that?
I would say probably right here.
Okay.
We have security. She has dogs, so I'd say let's figure out that.
Garage door. Is there a garage code?
Well, I don't see it up there. That's fine.
Alright, so I got your bike. We can either leave it here. Do you have your phone? Is it in your back pocket?
It's in my back pocket.
Okay, I'm gonna reach back there and get it for you. There we go. So it's gonna go with your property to the jail, okay? So as far as your bike, we can either leave it here, or we have to secure it.
Can I write down some numbers out my phone?
So we'll get to that in a minute, but first off, answer my question. What are we doing about the bike? Are we gonna put it in the house, or are we taking it to our PD to log into property?
You can put it right there on the porch. Or the back porch.
The back porch?
Sure.
Okay. Alright.
Have you Mirandized her?
Yes.
Awesome. That'd be fun.
She understands it. Yeah. She has to write down stuff.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. Totally understand. Doing your bike.
Am I able to just walk it back there, or?
gonna lock your phone now or turn it off on airplane mode so you have charge when you get out? They give you a cash or card for that. You can go to jail. Take this 27th now of July. So today's Saturday, so you're gonna get up probably Monday. So that makes sense. I returned the phone off. Alright. I'm gonna call the aunt and see if she can't go to Dayton Children's to pick up the kid.
Okay.
I'll call Joe, the medic, and let him know that's the plan so he can let them know.
Okay.
Other than that, I will take her to Greene County. I need to call Klein really quick because I need to figure out what charges she's okay with.
I'd say DV,
DV, assault,
child abuse.
child abuse are the three that I'm currently thinking of, but I want to make sure I don't forget something and make sure he's cool with those charges.
Child neglect.
That one's endangerment and neglect are hard sometimes, and so I don't know. That's
Hey,
why-
might as well
that's why I
stick
call
with
him.
it. Let
Yeah,
courts figure it out. Yeah.
I'll see that. I don't think she likes me very much, so if you'd be so kind, just to walk her into a verbal statement and ask, hey, so can you tell me what happened today? Hey, don't give her anything that he said, but let her kind of fill in the blanks. If she's not being very cooperative, ask where he got the marks from, or however you want to. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. So what exactly happened? I don't know what all happened. I don't.
I'm sorry, I did go too far. He hid the belt. I usually whoop him with a belt. And it's no, I've never whooped him this bad. So I probably did go a little too far with disciplining him, but I didn't realize he had any like you said, he had open wounds or something. I didn't realize he had that, and I just looked up and I noticed he had left. So I was about to leave and go look for him. He got in trouble and he got his PlayStation took and his phone.
Okay, what he did to get in trouble?
He wasn't doing his chores and he was playing his game instead of doing his chores.
Okay, I got you.
I'm sorry.
Hey, things happen. Now there was some previous scoring on him. What was that from?
He's an active kid. He climbs
Okay.
trees and we hike. And he was running.
I mean, it was whips all around his body, so don't lie to me, okay?
He got in trouble for acting up. So
Okay, is this a repetitive thing?
He's been acting up since me and my ex broke up in February.
Is this something he's going through, or is it like
He's
kind of like
been
a...
acting up really bad, like
Okay.
running away, going all the way to the neighborhood over by the hospital without permission, like suing. He's just been acting up, even his grades in school, sneaking, talking to girls, that he met online that he's not supposed to talk to strangers. Like, he's just kind of been getting out of control, and I've been doing everything I can to try to discipline him, like,
Okay.
be a good mom.
Now, I will say sometimes discipline doesn't really work for some children. Other forms of discipline work, such as, talking to them in a nice manner. Some kids don't take well to physical discipline. So it's just about changing up and how you do that. You can't just, I'm going to be flat out. It looks like you beat him, okay? And no child should go through that. No person should go through that, okay?
Right.
But as far as everything else, do you babysit for a living?
I do.
Okay. Do you have anyone coming over today?
Not today. If they try to drop their kids off and I'm not here, then
Right, that's on them, but
they'll figure it out. I can't call out the people I babysit for.
right.
But
Okay. I'm just gonna be blunt with you. Do you discipline any other children?
no, never.
Okay.
Just my son. Like,
Okay, is that your only kid?
That's my only child.
Okay. All right. How do you discipline other children?
I don't discipline other
Okay, you just let him go.
I mean, I don't put my hand on him, hit him, I don't.
You might yell at them or be like, hey, don't do that or something like that.
I tell them to sit down. Like
Mhm.
they're. He's been acting up really bad because he's going through a lot right now. He had to
Yeah.
switch schools. We had to move. You know, he lost a parent, and he's been acting out behavior-wise because of everything he's going through. But
I gotcha.
he never had these problems. Like he never behaved this way, so I never had to really discipline him until recently. Like I don't like spanking him, but
Okay. Is there anything else I should know, or
I'm just worried about him. Like
Yeah.
someone at the hospital with him.
yeah? So the medics are at the hospital with him right now. We're trying to get your aunt, well, not your aunt, his aunt, your sister, to go pick him up. Now I will advise you, we are going to call Child Protective Services. Okay. I don't know if he told you that or not.
No,
But that's the game plan right now. I just want you to be aware of that. Okay.
we're not gonna put him in foster care with him, or don't
That that's not up to us. We don't.
He can go to my sister or my dad or
Okay.
my aunt's house.
Okay.
I don't want him going to the church.
Right. I understand.
I
All right. And just for clarification, when you say you have hit him with a belt before, is that
Usually I spank him in the butt with a belt.
okay?
So this time I didn't have a belt because he hit it, so I used the extension cord.
Okay. How'd you use that?
I spanked him with it.
Okay, like in a whipping fashion, or
Yeah.
okay, I gotcha. All right. Okay. That should be it. So, do you have any questions for us right now?
No, I guess I made a mistake, so I gotta
Okay.
deal with
Things happen.
consequences.
All right. Let me go talk to this guy over here, and then we'll go from there. All right?
On her CCH, does she have any priors? Clear, thank you. What'd she say?
She said she whips him with a belt, and today she did it with an extension cord.
Okay,
So
I appreciate it.
Yep.
I'll put it in there that she admits to whipping an extension cord. The good news is none of this has to be 100% done today because it's weekend. So
right.
client said he's cool with me doing DV, assault, and child abuse all in once. So I'll skin her. I'll get her to Greene County. I'll give her those numbers that were listed, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. I didn't say her kid was at Dayton Children's. I told her it was the hospital.
That's fine.
I didn't know which
I'm
Dayton
gonna
Children's.
call
So
How's it going? I'll call the aunt, and we'll go from there.
okay.
Hey, appreciate you.
Yep, no problem. You want me to do anything, or do you know with the whole process?
Are you in tomorrow?
Yes.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll just ask if you would do a sub saying essentially,
Oh, you're taking it?
yeah, I got it.
Why? It's my district.
Are you sure?
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
If you don't do the arrest, then I'll do the.
I need to do the case.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that works. So I'll do the arrest, and that'll be, okay, sure, that works for me.
Yep. Yeah.
Alright, cool, appreciate you.
I just need the kids' info. I don't know what all you got.
I can get all that to you tomorrow. Don't worry
Okay.
about it today.
Alright,
I'll
yeah.
transport her, skin her with the
Okay.
summons and everything else. But I called Klein. It's a little weird with juveniles. We can't do TPOs or anything, so there's no paperwork.
Yeah,
So-
I did advise her that CPS called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
But,
as.
but again, we can do all that tomorrow.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate you.
Yep.
On a quiet afternoon in a suburban neighborhood, a scene unfolded that would change a young boy's life forever. A woman out for a walk suddenly saw a child riding toward her on a bicycle, fast, unsteady, and crying so hard he could barely breathe. When he stopped in front of her, his voice shook. "Can you help me? My mom abuses me. I need help. She's going to come after me." The woman, Lisa, immediately noticed the boy's fear. But what truly stopped her cold were the marks on his skin, red welts, open wounds, scars that told a story no child should ever have to live through. She did not hesitate. She brought him to safety. She called 911, and within minutes, law enforcement and medical responders were on the way. As officers arrived, the boy stayed close to Lisa, shaking, trying to be brave, trying not to cry too hard. Deputies knelt down to meet him at eye level. "You're safe now," one officer told him gently. "We're here to help." But before they could help, they needed to understand what had happened. The boy explained that he lived alone with his mother. No father in the home, no other adults, no one to protect him when the punishments crossed the line. He said the abuse had been going on for years, almost since he was 6 years old. That he had learned to hide bruises under long sleeves. That he had learned to stay quiet, to obey, to hope each punishment wouldn't be worse than the last. But today had been different. Today, he had been hit with an extension cord. Not a belt, not a hand, but a length of electrical cable, swung again and again, leaving raised lines across his back and arms. When it was over, he ran. He grabbed his bike. He pedaled as fast as he could away from the house, away from the person who was supposed to love him, away from the place he was supposed to feel safe. And he did something incredibly brave. He asked for help. Paramedics quickly examined him. They saw open wounds, fresh swelling, scars in various stages of healing. They made the decision immediately. The boy needed to go to the hospital, not just for treatment, but for documentation, for safety, for protection. As medics prepared to transport him, an officer spoke softly to the child. "You don't have to deal with her today," he promised. "You're safe right now." The boy nodded, still trembling. He didn't know where else he could go. He didn't know any relatives who could protect him. But he knew one thing: he couldn't go back home. While paramedics took the boy to the children's hospital, officers began the next step, locating the mother. They drove to the address the child provided. The neighborhood was quiet, typical, ordinary, no screaming, no chaos, just another house on another street. From the outside, nothing suggested what had been happening behind closed doors. When officers knocked, the door opened. A woman stood there, calm, composed, not panicked, not confused, not afraid. She did not rush to ask where her son was. She did not cry. She did not collapse in shock. Instead, she spoke casually. As officers began asking questions, she attempted to redirect the conversation, change topics, explain discipline, explain behavior issues, explain her frustration, explain her son's acting out. But when deputies mentioned the injuries, the story changed. She admitted it. She admitted she had struck him. She admitted she used an extension cord. She admitted she pulled a chair from beneath him when he refused to stand. She admitted she had physically disciplined him in the past with a belt. In her mind, this was discipline. In the eyes of the law, this was assault, child abuse, domestic violence. Deputies stayed calm, professional, methodical. They asked clarifying questions. They confirmed details. They documented statements. They ensured there was no confusion about what had occurred. Meanwhile, a second officer spoke by phone with the boy's father, who was out of the country on vacation. He was stunned, unaware, horrified. He agreed immediately that family members would step in to take custody of the children. At the hospital, doctors continued evaluating the boy. Nurses cleaned wounds. Photographs were taken for evidence. Child Protective Services were notified. A caseworker was assigned. Safety plans were initiated. Back at the home, officers made their decision. There was no hesitation. The woman was placed under arrest. As handcuffs were applied, she did not scream. She did not resist. She simply asked practical questions. About her phone, about her belongings, about who would care for her dogs, about contacting family. But the reality was already set in motion. She was being charged with child abuse, domestic violence, assault. And the state would now decide the future of her family. While officers secured the scene and prepared transport, another deputy conducted a final interview. "Tell me what happened," he asked. She spoke openly. She said her son had been acting out, that he wasn't doing chores, that he was playing video games when he shouldn't have been, that he was talking to strangers online, that his behavior had worsened after family changes, that she was overwhelmed. Then she admitted again, "I used an extension cord. I never whooped him this bad before." I didn't realize he had open wounds. But by now, the evidence spoke for itself. Photographs, medical reports, the boy's statement, the witness who saw him fleeing in fear, the mother's own admission. There was no misunderstanding, no exaggeration, no miscommunication. A child had been physically abused, and he had finally found the courage to speak. As the mother was placed in the patrol car, officers contacted Child Protective Services again to coordinate custody arrangements. The boy would not return home, not tonight. Not until a court determined his safety could be guaranteed. Family members were contacted, arrangements were made for supervised care, emergency custody paperwork was filed. The system, slow, imperfect, but necessary, had begun its process. And at the children's hospital, a frightened boy sat on a bed, wrapped in a blanket, surrounded by nurses and officers who spoke gently, offering reassurance. He had done something most adults struggle to do. He had spoken up. He had survived. And because of that courage, the cycle of abuse that had lasted years had finally been interrupted. But this was only the beginning. The fluorescent lights of the children's hospital hallway reflected off polished tile floors as a nurse gently guided the boy into a private room. A blanket was placed over his shoulders, a cup of water in his hands. For the first time in years, he was surrounded not by fear, but by people whose only job was to help him. A pediatric doctor examined his back carefully. The room was quiet, except for the sound of paper rustling and soft footsteps. The doctor didn't ask many questions. The evidence was already visible. Raised welts, fresh cuts, old scars, lines that wrapped across skin in patterns no playground fall could create. Marks that told a long history of punishment, pain, and silence. Photographs were taken, measurements recorded, a medical report created, every detail documented with precision. Because in cases like this, facts matter, timelines matter, evidence matters, and above all, the child's voice matters. A deputy stood just outside the door, speaking quietly into a radio. Child transported, injuries documented, CPS notified, father contacted, suspect in custody. Each sentence signaled a step forward in a process designed to do one thing: protect the child. Inside the room, the boy sat still. He wasn't crying anymore, not because the fear was gone, but because he was exhausted, from running, from explaining, from finally releasing a secret he had carried for years. A social worker entered and sat beside him. "You did the right thing," she said softly. "You're not in trouble. None of this is your fault." He nodded slightly, still unsure if it was safe to believe her. Outside, the world kept moving. Cars passed, people went to work, families ate dinner. But for this one child, everything had changed. Back at the neighborhood, officers completed their on-scene responsibilities. The mother had been transported to the county jail, her belongings logged, her statement recorded, her charges entered into the system. Domestic violence, assault, child abuse, serious charges, felony-level offenses, charges that could cost her career, her reputation, her freedom, and her right to parent. And there was another complication. She was not just any citizen, she was a physician, a doctor, a person entrusted to care for others, someone trained to heal, to protect, to do no harm. Now, she stood accused of harming the person who depended on her most. Word would spread quickly. Medical boards would be notified. Licensing authorities would open investigations. Hospitals would review her credentials. Professional consequences would follow, separate from the criminal case. The justice system moves in layers: criminal court, family court, child protective services, professional review boards. Each with its own process, each with its own purpose, but all of them centered on the same truth: a child had been hurt, and the system now had a duty to respond. That evening, the boy's father landed back in the country. He drove straight to the hospital. When he walked into the room and saw his son lying in a hospital bed, bandages on his back, eyes tired but alert, the reality hit him fully. He knelt beside the bed. "I'm so sorry," he whispered. The boy didn't answer, not because he didn't want to, but because he didn't yet know what came next. Who would he live with? Would he see his mother again? Would anyone believe him in court? Would things go back to how they were? These are the questions children in abuse cases always face. Not just fear of punishment, but fear of uncertainty. The social worker explained the plan. Temporary custody with a relative, court hearings in the coming weeks, counseling services, medical follow-ups, a no-contact order preventing the mother from approaching him. Step by step, structure was being built around his safety. Meanwhile, in the jail booking area, the mother sat on a bench, processing her own reality. Fingerprints taken, mugshot captured, property inventoried, paperwork signed. She had admitted striking him. She had admitted using the extension cord. She had admitted losing control. In court, those statements would matter. But so would the boy's courage. Cases like this rarely come to light on their own. Abuse often happens behind closed doors, hidden by shame, fear, and power imbalance. Children depend on adults, and when the adult is the one causing harm, escape feels impossible. But sometimes, a child runs. Sometimes, a stranger listens. Sometimes, a single 911 call changes everything. Lisa, the woman who first sheltered the boy, later spoke to investigators. She described how he arrived shaking, how he begged for protection, how he flinched when a car passed by, afraid his mother had come to take him back. Her testimony would become part of the case file, a witness to fear, a witness to flight, a witness to the moment the boy chose survival. As night fell, officers finished writing their reports, detailed narratives, timeline of events, photographs, audio recordings, body cam footage, all preserved. The file would be sent to prosecutors, charging documents drafted, court dates scheduled, defense attorneys assigned, judges notified. The machinery of justice had begun to turn, but beyond paperwork and procedure, a deeper story remained. A boy who spent years being hurt in silence, a mother who crossed the line from discipline into violence, a moment of bravery behind a locked bathroom door, a ride on a bicycle toward a stranger, a simple sentence that changed everything. Can you help me? In the days ahead, the boy would attend medical appointments, counseling sessions, interviews with child advocates. He would tell his story more than once, to investigators, to social workers, to attorneys, possibly to a courtroom. It would not be easy. Healing never is. But for the first time, he would not face it alone. This case would serve as a reminder to the community that abuse does not always announce itself, that respected professionals are not immune from wrongdoing, that children often carry pain in silence, and that when they finally speak, we must listen, because one child's voice, trembling, scared, desperate, can stop years of harm, can trigger intervention, can save a life, can rewrite a future. In the end, this was not just a story of crime and arrest. It was the story of a child who refused to stay silent. And because of that courage, a cycle was broken. In the weeks that followed, the story continued to unfold quietly, away from flashing lights and sirens. No dramatic soundtrack, no shouting officers, no sudden rescues, just the slow, methodical work of a system designed to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Child Protective Services opened a case file. A family court judge issued emergency custody orders. A guardian ad litem was appointed to represent the boy's interests in court. Medical specialists reviewed the hospital's injury documentation. A forensic interviewer scheduled a child-friendly interview to preserve testimony without re-traumatizing him. Each step was deliberate, structured, procedural, because when a child's safety is at stake, every decision must be careful, every action recorded, every risk evaluated. The boy stayed with relatives approved by CPS, a temporary home, a safe home, a place where doors were not locked in fear, where voices did not rise in anger, where meals were not conditional, where sleep did not require hiding behind bathroom doors. At first, he barely spoke. Trauma does that. When harm has lasted for years, trust is not rebuilt overnight. He ate quietly, walked softly, asked permission for everything, flinched when adults moved too quickly. These were not behaviors of mischief. They were behaviors of survival. A therapist met with him twice a week. In the beginning, sessions were mostly drawings, stick figures, houses, doors, windows, storm clouds. Eventually, the drawings began to change. A bigger house, clear skies, a figure on a bicycle, a woman with kind eyes, a hospital bed, a police officer, a court building. Without words, he was telling the story of his escape. Meanwhile, the legal process moved forward. The mother appeared before a judge for her first hearing. A public defender stood beside her. The prosecutor read the charges aloud: domestic violence assault, felony child abuse, and related offenses. The judge ordered her to have no contact with the child, no phone calls, no messages, no third-party communication, a condition of release. She nodded, eyes forward, shoulders tense. Her career, her reputation, her family life, all now uncertain. The court also issued a temporary restraining order. The child would remain in protective custody until further hearings. The father, still abroad for work, returned permanently. He attended parenting courses, cooperated with investigators, filed for emergency custody, demonstrated willingness to provide a stable home. The medical board, where both parents were employed, opened an internal review. A physician charged with child abuse triggers mandatory reporting. Peer committees, ethics reviews, license risk assessments. Even before a criminal conviction, professional accountability mechanisms engage. In cases like this, the law recognizes an important truth. Healing the body and harming a child cannot coexist in the same hands without consequences. As the investigation continued, more details surfaced. School records showed declining grades. Teachers recalled long sleeves in warm weather, missed lunches, frequent absences, behavioral notes describing withdrawal. None of these alone confirmed abuse. Together, they painted a pattern. Neighbors reported yelling, arguments, sounds of crying. But without a call, without a witness, nothing had been actionable until the boy chose to run. Lisa, the woman who opened her door, later said something that stayed with investigators. He didn't just ask for help, he knew exactly what he needed: safety. That clarity is rare in a child under fear. It comes only after years of learning that adults who are supposed to protect you sometimes become the danger. This is why these cases matter, not for spectacle, not for shock value, but because they reveal what happens when harm hides in plain sight. The justice system's role is not simply to punish, it is to interrupt cycles, to set boundaries, to send a message. Discipline is not violence. Authority is not ownership. Parenthood is not permission to harm. In the months ahead, court dates would continue. Motions filed, evidence submitted, defense arguments raised, plea negotiations discussed, possibly a trial. The boy would not be required to testify directly if it could be avoided. Forensic interview recordings and medical documentation would carry his story forward without forcing him into a courtroom confrontation. If convicted, the mother could face prison time, probation, mandatory counseling, permanent marks on her criminal record, loss of medical license, loss of custody rights, lifelong consequences. But regardless of the final sentence, one outcome had already been achieved. The boy was safe. He attended school regularly, ate without fear, slept without barricading doors, rode his bike again, not to escape, but to play. He laughed sometimes now, quietly at first, then more freely. He still carried scars, physical ones, emotional ones. Healing is never instant, but healing was now possible, and possibility is everything. This case would eventually fade from public memory. Another file number, another court docket, another closed investigation. But for those directly involved, it would never be forgotten. For officers, it was the reminder that some of the most critical calls begin with a single frightened child asking for help. For social workers, it was confirmation that intervention matters, even when the process is slow and complex. For medical staff, it was proof that listening to children saves lives. For neighbors, it was a lesson in speaking up when something feels wrong. And for the boy himself, it was the turning point, the moment his life split into two chapters, before the locked bathroom door. And after the day, he ran toward freedom. In the end, this story is not defined by the violence that occurred. It is defined by the courage that stopped it. A child with no power, no resources, and no certainty of safety chose to act anyway. He made a call. He rode his bike. He told the truth. And because he did, a system responded. Adults listened. Protection arrived. Accountability began. A future reopened. Some stories start with tragedy. But this one ends with a chance to grow, a chance to heal, a chance to live without fear. And sometimes, that chance is the greatest rescue of all.